Hey guys, it's Rich with another Tarot Talk video. This one is on the Hobbit Tarot. This is produced by US Games, and it has two names on there. I don't know if one's the author and the other is the artist, or if they're both the artists or whatnot. It might say in the little white book that comes along with it, but it is produced by US Games, and the names they have here are Peter Prakownik, I'm sorry, and Terry Donaldson. So let's go ahead and get into revealing the innards of this. So as you guys can see, the box is just your regular flip-top box, nothing special, nothing to write home about, nothing fantastic about it. So, you know, that's kind of a thing. You know, I like a good package, but you know what? Again, like I say in all my videos, my tarot usually does not live in a box. This one I bought years ago, and I just haven't really dealt with the Hobbit Tarot. I read The Hobbit whenever I was in high school, and it took me a long time to read through that. So I did want to get the box, and I also wanted to get the Lord of the Rings Tarot because I am currently, at the time of filming this or recording this, I am going through the Audible version of Lord of the Rings, and will also go through the Audible version of The Hobbit. As a side note, if you would like to help this channel, help out Christo-Paganism.com, you can go in the bottom bar and there will be a link that will take you to a free Audible trial that you can get a free book. So you can listen to The Hobbit for free and you get to keep it. If you click on that and you don't want to renew, no problem. And if you pick a book and you don't like how they're reading it or something like that, or you don't like the book, you can write to Audible and say, hey, I don't like this book, I want my free credit back, and they will refund you that. If you don't want to continue the Audible subscription, you still get to keep the book. So go ahead and click in the bottom bar to the free Audible trial, and you can go ahead and listen to The Hobbit while looking at the Hobbit Tarot. And if you would like to support Christo-Paganism.com or this channel, you can also go on to Christo-Paganism.com. Any of the services that are listed on Christo-Paganism.com are half off. This is the last day that they will be half off, so go ahead and go there now, or right after watching this video, and look at the services that are provided and see if any of those services fit you, and it would be much appreciated. So go ahead and go there after watching this video, and don't forget to get your free trial for Audible. So anyway, moving on from all that, like I said, little box, nothing to write home about. But like I always say, my tarot doesn't live in boxes usually. And like I said, for this one, I really did not get to really go through this because I was still connecting with my Llewellyn tarot deck. So yeah, and at the time I must confess that I really wasn't too terribly into tarot at the time, but I did like the Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit theme to it. The little white book that comes along with it, it's not white, but it is a little book. It is, let's see here, with layouts, it is 94 pages. Actually, 92 pages, and then it has about the people that created the deck. It gives 1, 2, 3 layouts, which are not your common layouts. So that's appreciated. I always like a good layout. And this has 3 of them that are not commonly seen. So I do appreciate that. These actually look very interesting, and I will end up going through these and, you know, working with these layouts. So you might actually see those on Christo-Paganism.com in the future, if they're not already on there by the time this airs. So it gives a little bit about each card, gives a little synopsis of what the card means in correlation with the book. It also gives the divinatory meaning, and it does give reverse, which is always appreciated. It does not give pictures of the cards, so you know what, I can take or leave that. I'm thankful that they actually give as much detail as they do, because you usually don't see that much detail in a little white book. So that's appreciated. I always like a really good companion book. And for a little tiny deck, a little tiny book, you know what? I'm fine with this. Especially since it does give the reason behind the cards. So yeah, I do like that. I like that they give the divinatory meaning, and I do like that they give the reversal. I wish they would have gone a little bit more into detail, but you know what? I can't really complain too much about it, because them giving a little booklet at all is much appreciated. So I do like that. Now let me go ahead and bring you guys down so we can go over the deck itself. Okay, so here I have the little white book again. Not a white book, but just wanted to show you guys, if it shows up here. Like, there is, and the lighting's not working, I don't think. There's where the Queen of Cups starts, and then it goes on this page until about here. So you have about a whole page worth of information for even a minor arcana card. So nice little book. Again, a look at the box. Nothing fantastic, nothing to write home about. It does come with a little card. Just a little, this is the tarot deck and whatnot, blah, blah, blah. So nothing fantastic about that. These can be borderless. You can cut all the white off of that to make it borderless. Yes. I will say that the edging of this, and I will show it up closer whenever I get to the actual deck reveal, it might not be even whenever you cut. So be aware of that if you do like to go borderless with your cards. The backing looks like it would be reversible, but it is in fact not. And one way to tell would be that you have the artist signature down here, and the direction that the ring is facing, the let's see, I think those are, I don't know if those are names. I can't remember exactly what is all the detail on the back, but then you have the Elvish language that is inscribed on the ring. Words I do not dare utter. So anyway, yeah, you have all that. You have different symbols and all that all around the backing. So it appears that it could be reversible, but it is in fact not reversible. So if you're somebody that looks at the back of the cards, be aware of that you probably shouldn't be looking at the back of the cards. In comparison with the size of the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, also by US Games, it is about the same size. It's actually just a hair over on both length and width. Like I said, just a hair over. It could be, the cutting machine was a little bit bigger, or cutting a little bit bigger that day. I don't know. But just a little bit over the Rider-Waite-Smith standard size. So not that big of a difference on size. The thickness, however, I guess I can take that out. The thickness of the decks, the Hobbit Tarot is a little bit thicker. You have a little bit thicker of a card, obviously, seeing that one deck is, a little bit thicker than the other. So you have a little heavier of a card stock. That's always appreciated. I do like that. It's always a good quality in a deck, is whenever you have heavier card stock or better quality card stock, until it gets to be, way too cumbersome to be able to shuffle. With that, I'm going to go ahead and start the reveal. So, like I said before, these do follow with The Hobbit, And I think some of it is actually following in line with the Lord of the Rings as well. I did notice some of it that I don't remember. Like I said, it's been ages since I've read The Hobbit, so I can't remember exactly all that happens in it. So I do think there are some spots that are mentioned in the Lord of the Rings rather than the Hobbit, and I think also with the Lord of the Rings tarot that happens where it goes back to the Hobbit instead of sticking strictly with Lord of the Rings. And that's, like, I do believe that the Hermit is supposed to be Tom Bombadil, I think. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and look that up real quick. Nope, I was wrong. The Hermit is Bjorn, as a man stands with a great axe in his hands, tall, powerful, even as a man, let alone when he would skin change, shapeshift into a great black bear. So, anyway, I'm not going to read to you guys because I'm terrible at reading to people, but we can go ahead and move on from there. I don't necessarily like how they portrayed Gollum in this. I do like the artwork overall. It's kind of it's kind of like you're reading it in a book. So I kind of do like that. I really don't like the color of Gollum. He's green. I really don't like that. But that is the artist's interpretation. I don't remember him being green in the books, but you know what? Like I said, it's been a long time since I've read the books, so I could totally be wrong. I would like to actually go through this and contemplate on each one of them, read through the little book. I'll probably do that after I reread The Hobbit on Audible. And then we have the Minor Arcana. So I will probably be doing that after I reread The Hobbit. I think that just makes sense that way, that I can reconnect with the characters in the story and whatnot. Or I might do it as I'm rereading The Hobbit. So, little thoughts. If you are a Tolkien fan, I definitely am. As far as the movies especially, I am a Tolkien fan. So, I pretty much watch all the movies on the extended version, usually about once a year. I did skip last year, not being able to watch them on the extended version. I wasn't able to really watch them at all. So, yeah. Like, I think this one is supposed to be Shelob. I'm probably mispronouncing that. Let's see, Page of Swords. Nope, wrong again. You would probably have to read The Hobbit to fully understand the reasons behind the images that they chose. You would have to read the little pamphlet that comes with it, the little white book that comes with it, to truly get an appreciation for the Tolkien artwork, or the Tolkien world, the Middle Earth. You would definitely have to at least be a fan and be willing to connect with this deck on that level. So, if you are a fan, this is also just a fun deck to have. If you are a fan, if you just like to collect Tolkien memorabilia, this is definitely a cool deck to have. So that's another reason that you can get them. And these decks are not particularly expensive. I think they usually run about maybe $10. And like I said in previous videos, if I see a deck that's usually less than $10, I will jump on that just about any day of the week. I will spend $10 on a deck any day of the week. Whenever you get into the $20, $30, $40 range, that's whenever it starts to get a little bit more iffy whether or not I want to buy it right then and there. But $10 or less for a deck, I am all over that. Especially if it is a nice deck. Which this one seems to be a fairly nice deck, especially if you're a Tolkien fan. So I would have no problem going through here and, you know, buying this deck several times over if I needed to. I don't see myself using it necessarily a lot until I go through and connect with it more and associate it with the journey of Bilbo Baggins to there and back again. So I don't see myself using it that much until I actually reread and connect with it on that level. Now, I will say that they changed the pentacles into coins for this deck. That's a common practice. I don't think I have any other decks. If I do, I might have one other deck that actually uses coins instead of pentacles. So kind of a different thing, which does make sense because they were on the journey for riches with the dwarves. So that does make sense that they used coins. Now, one thing I will say is that I'm kind of disappointed that they didn't like do 6 coins, like accent 6 coins in this pile. You know, they are in the I think it's the lair of Smaug, where all the treasure was, if I'm remembering correctly, and if I'm not, I'm totally sorry. But I wish they would have actually made it more prevalent that there are 6 coins there, or 6 distinct coins. Now, 7 of coins, you don't have any coins being shown. So, I mean, some of this you're going to have to be able to know you're going to have to know what the 8 of coins is and be able to relate it to this, or know the story of this and relate it to the 8 of coins, which will also help you in your tarot study in general. So if you know the 10 of coins for here, you can relate it to the Rider-Waite-Smith. So if you know the story behind Tolkien and why this image was chosen, then you can relate it to the more traditional decks. And that is, and that is the end of the Hobbit Tarot. Overall, it's not a bad deck. Like I said, I will have to end up refamiliarizing myself with The Hobbit, with some of the characters of Middle-earth, which will be fun and an absolute joy. So that's about all I have to say about this deck, The Hobbit Tarot. I do want to remind you guys that today is the last day for the 4th of July sale for any services on Christo-Paganism.com. It ends tonight. So yeah, go ahead and get your orders in. I do take back orders, so if it is sold out, I still do back orders. You just won't get the results from the service as quickly as the other people do, because it's on a first come first serve basis, and you guys understand that, I'm sure. So today is the last day for the 4th of July sale, and yeah, it's about all that I have for this video. So until next time, may you have love, hugs, and ladybugs. Bye bye.